I am working on a project. This is something I've kept my eye out for a long time, probably almost a year, and I finally found a vintage wicker set that I'm going to restore and use for a front porch makeover. Well, kind of. I mean, it's just restyling the front porch. So I found these really old vintage chairs on Facebook Marketplace, and I'm giving them new life with a little scrub down and some new paint. They actually are very, very sturdy still. They are just lacking their paint, and it looks a little bit worn and used. So I'm gonna give it some new life and hopefully give it a couple more years here until I can afford something that, you know, suits me better. This little set comes with a wicker side table, which they said is from around the early 1900s, but the chairs are around 1950, 1960, which matches the style of the house technically. So I like it. It's very, very simple. It's a very classic design, but as you can tell, it just needs a little bit of paint and love and some elbow grease, especially this chair right here, which looks good. You can sit in it. It's very, very comfortable, but you can tell that the paint has kind of come off in spots, but all of the woven parts are all very secure. It's a very sturdy chair, very comfortable, but just needs some love. So the other day, my dad and I went out and scrubbed the front porch. It's kind of a weird, I don't know, material that they used on the top of it, and I'm not sure if it was original to the house or not, but it's very orange and not my favorite. But the idea is that we wanted to give it a really good scrubbing down, and this winter or fall, we're actually gonna do a brick veneer, and I have an idea in my head that I wanna do. We also have the front planter box that is a very old brick, and actually some of the brick is coming apart or away from the actual structure, and so I need to redo that as well. So I've got to learn how to do masonry, and I'm going to make a planter box on the house. I do have a friend that said that they would help me kind of give me some pointers, that is a masonry pro, so kind of does it for a living, but I kind of want to DIY it. It sounds a little bit scary, but I'm thinking that with Braden and my dad and Jason and my friend, we can do it. I see people doing this sometimes, but I think it will look really, really nice over once I get it all done and once we get the house painted and all the in my head what is to come. It's kind of like a garden, you know, when you're planting things small, sometimes it's hard to get the full grasp of how big the garden is going to be or how big that plant's gonna get. So I'm trying to like visualize. I do have a few Pinterest boards that I've put together of ideas, and I've been doing a lot of research and just all the things, and it's kind of fun actually. So let's get started on this project. I think what I need is the power washer sprayer thing, but I'm gonna do it very lightly on these chairs, and then I want to talk to you a little bit more about the little porch design up front. So when we moved in, this was just kind of got some bulbs and things in it, but then there was like that board over here and always a pot on top when I was a kid, but there's just not enough soil in there when I removed the board, and so I'm going to fill that and then go ahead and when we're done, replant this as well. So you guys get to see that when it's all done. This railing, this is just kind of like a wrought iron railing that came with the house when I was a kid, so probably when it was built. So anyways, he's been cleaning it up, getting all the rust off, and we're gonna secure it back onto the porch, which will look really cool.
Flat protective enamel. So this one we can start with this.
I didn't want anything too shiny. This is just by Rust-Oleum, so we will see how it turns out. This is for wood, metal, plastic, and more, so that's kind of cool. And it's just using what we have in the cupboard. We knew we had a whole bunch of this, and we thought, well, this would be a good project. This old railing had been sitting in the garage since, I don't even know, like years. So Jason's been working on getting that all done up and just cleaned up so we can get it spray painted. Also using a Rust-Oleum. This is a creamy satin color, and that's gonna go on the chairs. So I wanted it to just be not totally white. I figured that would look a little bit better. Should kind of come out like that. And I think just with the house color and trim and everything, that'll look nice for now. And yeah, we'll just see how it turns out. So I am inside because it was slightly windy. There's a before and then after look. It's hard to tell, but it actually looks pretty good. I'm thinking, oops, I think it actually looks pretty good, but you can kind of tell the difference. You get a comparison and you feel like, oh, actually I did something. Okay, on to keep painting. Okay, so I just finished spray painting them all. They look good. I'm gonna have to go back in with more spray paint or do a different technique. I don't know if you have a great one. Let me know what it is and I will do it. But for now, I'm letting them dry for the first coat and then we'll paint them up before we get them all situated on the front porch. So we're back at the Orchard Heights house working on the front porch design. And what we have is an old railing that Jason's been working on, and we're going to install it now on the steps that come down. This will eventually, when we go to redo all the brick, it'll eventually come out and we'll do the brick and then reinstall it. But for now, at least we'll have some way for folks to walk up these stairs. Yeah, it's been about 20, 30 years since we've had this railing on here. And with my dad getting a little bit older and then he's got a lot of friends that would like to use something, we decided to go ahead and install it now.
It says to fill this halfway with adhesive. This is just Gorilla Glue. You can use any adhesive.
So my idea was that we would put some plants right here. Do you think it needs to go out further? Partly because with the hanging basket right there, people would bonk their head.
So now that I filled, I'm not quite half full, put this one in place. And then we're gonna tighten it. And I don't think we need to go crazy tight. And then it says to add adhesive, which it's not gonna be easy. See how this goes.
I like it out a little bit further because if you can see, there's like the little holes of where it was. I kind of like it a little bit more pronounced.
Yeah, I think it's going to look nice with some pots, and then you can put a little table or a chair there or something like that. I think it's going to be real nice.
So while they're working on the railing over there, I'm going to clean this flower bed out, rejuvenate it with some new soil, and Braden is going to help me. But this has got all of our beautiful spring pansies that are starting to fade. And so anyways, it's got a sprinkler, it's got a pot, it's got all kinds of stuff, but we're gonna start by filling up this hole with soil and then getting all of these beautiful plants in the ground. I got some geranium, which is beautiful. I have some stardust, euphorbia. It's called white sparkle, which is really pretty. I love that. Some geranium, and then I have a little bit of, oh, let me pull this out here so you can see it because I have it packed really tight. Some verbena, and verbena for us here in the Pacific Northwest usually comes back every year, and it looks amazing in the gardens. So anyways, this is what we're gonna be putting in. Oh, and we also have some coleus. Now this coral bells, this is by Proven Winners, is gonna go in a different spot. I was gonna show you guys that in a little bit, but look at those. Aren't they gorgeous?
We got new drill bits. I got 5 of them because that's how Amazon sells them. So if one goes bad, I got a backup. Got all the holes drilled. Now we're gonna put the anchors in place. And so you always want to have your threads below the nut, so when you pound it in, you don't screw the threads up. So we're gonna put those in place. Take a hammer, boom, do all 4 of those. We're gonna go up and do the other ones next. We'll have them all in place before we tighten anything up.
It did have a brace because it was about, you know, that far away.
Oh yeah, on the wall.
It had a brace that went and then
Anchored into the
wall. Now you could, I suppose, find a piece of angle iron and attach it here and there.
Right.
You know.
Or even on the ground, we could maybe do another.
Yeah, I was just saying they did have a brace.
You can see our Daphne here is naturally kind of growing outward, so it's trying to capture more light because it's so shaded right here. And so we're just going to pull it out and move it to a better spot. I'm using the Wolf and Crow trowel. It's actually hand forged, handmade, and it's very nice, well crafted, sturdy.
So we got some new tools here on the farm, and these are hand forged by a friend of ours here locally called Wolf and Crow Forge, which he hand makes all of these. Look at that wooden handle. It's actually really comfortable, but we're using all of these to do our now digging and troweling and rejuvenating these beds, which is kind of fun. So I'm gonna have more information down in a link below. He has this one too that we're using today, which is just to kind of get weeds out and things like that. It works really well. We're actually thinking about for the holiday season, Christmas is coming up in 6 months, literally. I know, right? But putting a package together with some of these hand tools, which would be really, really cool, and, you know, see if anybody was interested in them. I don't know. I thought they were really, really cool, and I love that they're made by a friend of ours. This little winter Daphne, I think it just needed a little bit more sun than it was getting, which a lot of times they do like full shade, but look at that color palette, you guys. So anyways, I think this is gonna look, or just fit in a little bit better here. I have a Sarcococa as well that needs to come out and move into this bed, so he's gonna do that next. But I wanted to show you guys kind of the color palette we're going with. I kind of love it. I kind of do. So just kind of really dark, moody with little pops of peach, burgundy, purples, just kind of leftover things that we had from the Crowley house. And yeah, how's it going, Braden?
Going good. I'm just trellising this guy up a bit.
How do you like your new tool?
It's nice. I actually like how it looks.
I know.
It feels kind of authentic since it's handcrafted, so stylistically, I'm a fan.
Yeah, and how does it feel in your hand?
It feels good. It has more of like a modern grip to it.
Yeah.
As you can see.
I know.
So
I think
it's
with my with my hands the way they are, that tool actually fits really, really nice with all my troubles of my hands.
Yeah.
We're gonna pull out most of the soil and rejuvenate it and get it looking good. We called it a night early yesterday. It just got too late. Started getting dark, so it's another day. But great, that gave us the opportunity to go visit our favorite nursery, which is Waver Nursery, and picked up some really cool things. And I wanted to add in a little bit of yellow, so we got some of this Proven Winners Saffron Finch, which is a beautiful buttery yellow and very vigorous grower. And then he picked up a few other things in the dark, almost black purple, and then purples, and then a little bit of white to kind of bring everything together. I think it's going to turn out really, really well, and we're excited to put it together. And went ahead and added in new fresh soil. We didn't fill up the whole thing because that's just nuts. We will redo this whole thing later when we redo the brick. So now he is going to add in just a little bit of fertilizer, which this already has some because it was Miracle Grow type soil. But we're just going to add some organic plant tone to it and start planting. So just like our hanging baskets, what we're doing is pulling all the tags, and I'm gonna just keep them here in the bed somewhere so I know what we planted. It's a really easy way to kind of remember what you plant and kind of learn, I think, because sometimes you can plant something and then you forget and your friends come over and look at your container or whatever it is, and then you just don't know. It's just an easy way to do it. So I'm just collecting all of them as we're planting. I'm putting this together really quickly. Not fully in love with everything, but it's just gonna get me through the summer, and then this fall and winter we're gonna redo this porch, and it'll be fun. It'll be fine. And it was a fun project to actually put together. So I'm gonna go grab everything. I got a rug from Lowe's and a few other things, and just gonna juice it up for the summer, and it'll work. So I'm not in love with it yet, but I think what I'm gonna have to do is get 2 more cushions. I couldn't find a blue cushion that matched, so I might go get a stripe or something like that. But that is the couch. Again, I need to add another layer, but for the sake of finishing this video, I just had to get it done. So I like the carpet. I love the chairs, but again, this is the cushion. So I think I just need to go pick up 2 more of those and then call it good. So that's what it will look like when it's all done. Well, that's it for this week's video. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up, like, subscribe, do all the things, and let me know what you think. Any suggestions? Obviously, this is a big work in progress, and sometimes doing things like this is just trial and error and finding your way until you fine-tune it just right. It's called curating your garden and your garden spaces. So anyways, until next time, much success at all you do and grow, and we'll be seeing you shortly back here at Crowley House Flower Farm and Nursery. Okay guys, bye-bye.